isn't your average podcast. From secret government experiments to toxic cover-ups poisoning communities, NewsNation's Natasha Zouves uncovers what the powerful want hidden. The Truth of the Matter with Natasha Zouves. New episodes weekly, wherever you get your podcasts.
It's a toxic chemical linked to cancer, and it's taking the lives of some of America's finest, our firefighters, husbands, wives, fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters, the people who run into buildings to save lives, gone too soon. And many advocates increasingly worried about the forever chemicals in the items they use to fight fires, leaching into their bodies. And tonight we turn our eyes on Indiana. Through new reporting from the Indiana Capital Chronicle, we have learned that firefighters in the state have been confirmed via testing to have elevated levels of PFAS, also known as forever chemicals, in their blood. The vast majority, 91.5%, had high enough levels in their blood to pose potential risks of health issues. And this is likely connected to their repeated handling of firefighting foam that contains forever chemicals. And of course, this isn't just limited to Indiana, and we're learning it's not just the foam. The National Institute of Standards and Technology reporting that the very fabric used to make firefighter gear often contains PFAS as well, with more forever chemicals released due to wear and tear on the job. Meanwhile, chemical companies have made billions off of forever chemical products, and they are all around us. In our fast food wrappers, our takeout boxes, our makeup and clothing, couches and carpets, in our nonstick pans. It is used to make things waterproof, grease-proof, stain-resistant, but forever chemicals are also linked with cancer and serious health issues. It's an issue we've been tracking very closely here on NewsNation Prime, releasing a documentary special about how forever chemicals are destroying American farmers and getting into our food supply. I even spoke exclusively with renowned activist Erin Brochovich. Take a listen.
EPA, FDA, political leaders, where have you been? How did you miss this? That now we have an entire country that could potentially be in peril from this forever chemical that's destroyed your land, destroyed our farming, destroyed our water, and destroyed public health and welfare. Wow. Kudos. Good job.
While some states have stepped forward trying to ban forever chemicals from being spread on any more of their soil and banning them from non-essential products, Scott Faber with the Environmental Working Group now says that the last year has largely been a combination of rollbacks and broken promises. Just some of the developments we are tracking: the EPA's attempt to roll back drinking water standards for forever chemicals, the War Department delaying the cleanup of forever chemicals nationwide, and on the state level, Governor Newsom in California recently vetoing a bill that would have banned forever chemicals in cookware. Faber adding, we are learning new information about some of the Americans most affected by forever chemicals, our firefighters. Here is part of my conversation with him in a brand new episode of the Truth of the Matter podcast. And this is not an Indiana-only issue.
Right.
Why are firefighters across our nation so particularly impacted by forever chemicals, and what is the human cost of this?
The firefighters for generations now have been handling firefighting foam that has been needlessly made with PFAS as an added ingredient, and they've been handling it in ways that left them completely unprotected. And because firefighting gear needs to be waterproof, we've only learned in the last 10 years or so that firefighters were also being exposed through their own gear, the stuff that's supposed to protect them as they run into fires. And so just think about it a minute. These are people who run into burning buildings to save strangers, right? That's what they do. And we've completely let them down.
Do you think we are still on the scale of years before our nation's firefighters will stop using PFAS-containing foam?
I think it'll be years, not months.
What is the human cost of those years?
Cancer is now the leading cause of death among our firefighters. It used to be heart disease but now it's cancer. That's outrageous.
In this episode, Scott Faber also talks about what you can do to protect yourself and your family from forever chemicals. To hear that full conversation, you can listen to the Truth of the Matter podcast. Use your phone to scan the QR code on your screen and find this episode on NewsNation's YouTube page. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. Well, this nationwide contamination of forever chemicals has real impact, even on America's bravest. And we are talking more about our firefighters now experiencing the harmful effects firsthand. Paul Cotter was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2014 after nearly 3 decades of being on the job, rising to the rank of lieutenant at the Massachusetts Worcester Fire Department. And since then, his wife, Diane, has made it her mission to uncover the cause of his diagnosis. She is advocating for fire gear and protection that is free from forever chemicals across the country. Earlier tonight, I was joined by Diane discussing her husband's diagnosis and the new fight that they're taking on together. Diane, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you being willing to share more about this. And I know you've been fighting for every American to be aware of this issue. Can we start with taking us back shortly after Paul's diagnosis? What was it that made you realize that this could be linked to his gear?
Thank you, Natasha, for bringing this to the attention of the nation as well. Well, we had known that there was some issues with the gear because it was degrading, but it was finding out that there was PFOA used in the gear that became the real shocker. And that came after having a phone call with Erin Brochovich. She had asked if there was PFOA in the gear. I had reached out to probably about 1,600 people prior to speaking with Erin, and come to find out we couldn't get that answer from the industry or our safety institutions, or the manufacturers purchasing the fabric. So it took actually having to find a set of gear and then find a scientist that would test it for us, and telling a horrific story that the gear that firefighters were wearing to protect them could only harm them.
And it is so shocking. These uniforms that are meant to protect them, as you say, could actually be giving them cancer or killing them. We see that cancer is now the leading cause of death for line of duty firefighters. Where does your push for forever chemical-free gear stand? I mean, this seems like a no-brainer. The moment one finds out, this needs to be phased out.
Yeah, 100%. We're seeing the tide really start rolling across all of the United States, state by state, in great federal legislation with our partners at Environmental Working Group, who really have done just yeoman's work in this, as well as now the institutions, the Firefighters Union is now behind the issue. It was previously very difficult and challenging 5 years prior to getting our new union president, Ed Kelly, who has really grabbed this by the horns and taking it on. So we are rolling it out. We see it coming out in firehouse after firehouse. I think you have to remember, Natasha, that the turnout gear is what's called an essential use product. So while you may not be able to have a substitution for it right away, industry was using that essential use as kind of a double-edged sword, if you will, because they could spend a lot of time backpedaling on legislation and lobbying. But because it was an essential use product, and because firefighters themselves are so brilliant and brave, they themselves demanded the change. So the change is rolled out by industry, by consumer demand, and industry had to catch up with that.
Yeah, and we were looking at some of these photos of Paul a moment ago, you know, so proudly serving 3 decades of being on the job. When you look now at some of these photos, when you look at especially photos of him in that turnout gear, I imagine it's bittersweet. I mean, what goes through your mind?
Well, Because of the amount of research that I've invested in this, what I can tell you is the years that Paul was wearing the gear, so we'll say 1990 to 2010, that's when the PFOA, the known carcinogen, that was used in staggering amounts. And it's used on the outer shell, the durable water repellent. So they'd have very innocuous names for the durable water repellent, such as super shell tight. So you think that that's got to be fine for
Right,
a
and you want the
firefighter.
best gear to protect him as well.
Exactly.
And the thing is, it's not just the uniform, it's in the firefighting foam as well. Diane, we're almost out of time, but I have to ask, how is Paul doing today? And of course, he must be so proud of the advocate, the nationwide advocate that you've become.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, and he's very proud. That was our son that you saw in that photo as well. He's now riding in his father's fire truck in Worcester. We still have to push now for justice. You know, we definitely have paid for a seat at the table to investigate this with a federal investigation.
Absolutely, and we'll be following up with that. I know you and I will be having expanded conversations as well. Diane Cotter, I truly appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
It's in firefighter gear. It's in flame retardant clothing we put babies in. It's in the furniture that we spray, the Scotch guards so we don't stain something. It's in our makeup. It's everywhere. It's in our coffee cups.
Erin Brochovich again there in our Emmy-nominated, Murrow-winning special investigation, Growing Broke, Forever Chemicals in America's Heartland. Why these chemicals tied to cancer are being spread directly onto our farmland and how they're ending up in your body and in our food supply. The paper trail, who made billions? You can watch our documentary investigation right now. Just search Growing Broke on NewsNation's YouTube page.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.